During the past year, more than 1,000 beef producers have graduated with an MBA. That's MBA as in Master of Beef Advocacy. It's a beef checkoff program started last March to mobilize cattle producers as active spokespeople for the industry. We have more from Cattlemen to Cattlemen reporter Justin Field.
Twitter, lots of people do these days. It and other online social media tools are being encouraged to help inform consumers about beef and cattle production. These tools are too popular to be ignored.
Social media is growing by leaps and bounds, and I think people are starting to see how effective a tool it can be when it comes to talking about farming and ranching and promoting the beef industry. And so I think there's a lot of excitement on there. And when people actually get on there and get to using it, they can realize how easy it really is.
We have an opportunity now to take our story, the story of modern beef production, straight to the consumer through these powerful tools on the internet. And more agriculture and beef producers in particular, through the Masters of Beef Advocacy program, are taking advantage of that opportunity and telling our story to consumers every day in the online social media environment.
The potential audience is huge, and it's growing.
350 million people on Facebook now, and Facebook is just a way to keep up together with friends and fans that want to follow you. And so right there is an excellent way to talk about what we do on our farms and ranches and tell people the story of beef production. And then things like Twitter are also another useful tool where you can send out short messages and status updates about what you're doing, and it's another really easy way to promote the beef industry as well. And there's lots of other tools like YouTube and LinkedIn that we can use, and we don't need to be using all of them, but today's conversations are taking place online, and we need to make sure that we're using some of those to tell our story.
Many producers may feel they don't have time for these kinds of activities, but only 2% of the population is involved in agriculture, so the job of cattlemen is expanding.
The reality of today is that the things we do off the farm, going out and telling our story, are probably just as important as the things we're doing on our farms and ranches today, taking care of our livestock. We have to be out there explaining to people who we are, what we do, and why and how we are caring for our livestock. And it's a great medium to get that done.
Traditional media is also evolving, but not necessarily for the better.
With the mainstream media climate today being very opinionated, really, about modern beef production, we can use social media tools to engage in the political debate, the philosophical debate, the social debate about modern food production and how we're going to produce enough food to feed a growing world population, and engage in that debate with consumers in this global online environment. It's very important.
Luckily, when it comes to developing good sources of information, agriculture has a leg up.
Farmers and ranchers are considered one of the most trustworthy sources of information, and as a group of people, we're considered very trustworthy. So when we can get on there and explain to people who we are and what we do and what our connection to agriculture is, we become a very valuable source of information to consumers, because most of them have never actually met a real farmer or a real rancher, and this gives them an opportunity to do that.
Social media is about using all of the tools at your disposal to do a job that needs to be done.
The Masters of Beef Advocacy program is very much focused on using social media tools and equipping beef producers, whether you're internet savvy or not, to engage in this new way of communicating our story to consumers.
Using online social media tools is just another thing we can do. If that's not where your comfort level is, then go out and tell your story face to face with a handshake and looking people in the eye. And really, that's still our best way of telling our story. That's never going to be replaced with a computer, but we have to be where these conversations are taking place, and a lot of them are taking place online today.
Reporting for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen, I'm Justin Field.